This mural is for the recording artist Imogen Heap, and it's on the ceiling at the top of a beautiful oval spiral staircase in a Georgian mansion. Everything in it has been carefully chosen to fit the period of the house, the history of the house, the history of the people in it.
Makes that lantern look above the plane of the picture, so it adds to the 3D effect.
I am a muralist, but what I particularly specialise in is the manipulation of space, is trompe-l'oeil, the trick of the eye work, where you create illusory spaces.
I've got all the main colours blocked in. The cloud shapes are defined. I've got the grey area of the blocks defined. This is my base colour. I'm going to build up lighter and lighter layers so it matches the stone at the front of the house. This is the darkest it's going to get. This is the wall colour up to broken plaster lines. I had to put shadows and highlights to make this apparent. This is just the shape of the cloud, it's not the cloud colour, because I'm going to have to blend my three blues of the sky into one seamless gradient, and that's going to go all over the place. So there's no point doing other work, which I'm just going to smudge over. What I'm doing now is I'm going to blend the sky. I've got three sky colours, and I don't want them to look like three colours, I want it to look like a gradual sky. So I'm going to emulate that by using the airbrush to tone them together. And so once the sky's blended, we're ready for doing the clouds on Monday. It goes in there. It comes out there.
Here you can see the blue sky and that lovely summer colours is already having quite a psychological effect. It's making you feel like this is a lovely open space.
Right, since you were last here, I have done some clouds, and today we're ready to put the details in the block work. I'm putting in the lines for the blocking. I've got a template here. This is my block. I'm about to put the first line in. You never know what's going to happen, so I've done it in a place that if it goes wrong I can scrub it out, but I think it's perfect.
You have to understand buildings, how plaster, cement, concrete, all that work. You have to understand the chemistry of the materials to understand how people react to spaces, how spaces can be viewed. And then there's the actual practical trompe-l'oeil painterly tricks of how to make things look 3D. You're placing one colour over another colour, not blended, not washed, so the different spots of colour show like grains in the stone.
Right, where we are now is I've got all my stone base texture. Now I'm going to work out to draw in this architrave. I have to do some measurements, make some templates and lay out the lines so I can draw it in properly. So this afternoon I can actually paint in, carving in the stone. I'm just building up the shadows to show the pattern of an architrave. One that's taken from the downstairs hallway. Right, I use the masking tape to give a hard line, and freehand gives a soft line so I can blend through, so we can just show a change of colour, give a 3D effect. So there's a hard shoulder there and the shadow behind, and that's a soft round.
What a mural can do is it just is a way of personalising and defining your space, making it somewhere that the person who lives there or the office or whatever it's going on, the building work exactly the way the people that use the building want it to work for them.
Alright, well, where we are now is the stone and the sky are finished and they've been varnished so that they're sealed. Now we're on to the next layer of detail. We're putting in the plants and the birds, all the stuff that brings it to life. This is actually a plant portrait. This is the fairy rose developed by previous incumbents of this house. I'm just putting the last highlights on this rose. The rose requires flowers and thorns. There's going to be a group of like 5 or 6 flowers, and each head is multi-headed flower. So my method for these is the same as almost everything actually. I start off with a base colour, I build up the highlights from it, and then we'll put in odd shadows where they really are required. Real flower, I've just got one from the garden. A bunch of those there. I've got that dark tone right. I've just got to invent a way of describing those petals.
It might not look quite like one from up here, but no one's ever going to be this close. From down there, I'll probably cut the mustard.
I'm depicting a very special rose. The mural has to fit the space and the history and the story of the house, and that rose is part of that history of the house. We had to work with the existing skylight. What we wanted is a way of attaching it to the house in a much more beautiful, interesting and wonderful way. All the details in the painting that surround this ironwork, in fact the ironwork itself, are all taken from designs contemporary to the date of construction of the building. If the original decorators did it, this is something similar to what they would have done. Being a muralist is a very satisfying thing. It's what I do. I just love it. I'm pleased to say my clients love it too. The end product is always what they want, and usually more than they were expecting. I've had the client actually bursting into tears of happiness, so you can't get better than that. I'm here to help my clients realise their vision. I can bring all the benefits of my experience of art and architecture and make a piece of work, a piece of art that will be a joy to live with.